The Hall effect keyboard market is rapidly evolving, and today I've got my hands on a strong contender for the top spot, the iQunix EZ63. If you're in the market for a gaming keyboard aimed at providing a measurable competitive advantage, you might want to stick around. Let's dive into what this keyboard has to offer and see if it's ready to lead the charge. Before we begin, I want to let you know that this video was sponsored by iQunix. They provided the EZ63 free of charge for the purpose of this review, as well as provided a giveaway unit for you guys. However, rest assured all opinions you hear today are completely my own and they are unbiased. I'll leave the relevant giveaway details in the description. Before we go any further, let's take a look at the unboxing experience. So the packaging isn't your typical keyboard packaging, coming in this hard carry case. It's got pretty bold branding seen throughout with a nice sturdy handle on top. Starting in the main section, the keyboard itself arrives in both a protective plastic sleeve and a dust cover, all held in place with these velcro straps. The main compartment is lined with a super soft material, so you can put your board right back in without the protective layers. Next, there's a separating layer before you'll find the quick start guide card. Next up, accessories. You're getting a coiled and braided USB-A to USB-C cable with thick sturdy connectors and an aviator connector, so this feels like a really good quality cable. You also get a couple more info cards and stickers, followed by a couple more accessory pouches. The first one contains a bulky dual keycap and switch puller, small Allen key, and first for me, a little keyboard cleaning tool. The second pouch contains 5 alternate Jade switches. You can try these out on your WASD keys, for example, as well as macOS alternate keycaps, although I'm not sure who's going to be using this gaming keyboard on their MacBook. So overall, I was really impressed with the unboxing experience of this keyboard. The hard carry case feels like a well thought out feature, perfect for the pros who actually need to transport their keyboard to the different events. The accessories felt like a cut above the usual, with cohesive theming tying everything together. Okay, I'm quickly going to go over some of the main specs and features before I get into my own thoughts and opinions. The EZ63 comes in at $179 on iQunix.com. The board features a compact 60% ANSI layout. For connectivity, it features a wired-only USB Type-C. Before I get into my own thoughts and opinions, I'm going to quickly perform a teardown to showcase the internal structure of the keyboard. The teardown of the EZ63 is pretty unique, with just 4 hex screws on either side to remove, revealing the modular design. Inside, you've got an aluminium plate paired with gaskets that give the keyboard a surprising amount of bounce. You'll also find multiple layers of cushioning foam for a more dampened typing experience. Whilst the build quality is solid thanks to that aluminium construction, reassembling it can be a bit tricky. In fairness though, I don't see much need for users to be taking the board apart, so it's just a minor nitpick. Alright, with the teardown out of the way, let's start by discussing the design and aesthetics. For a gaming keyboard, the EZ63 breaks away from traditional flashy designs and goes for a more refined, stylish aesthetic. The days of bulky all-black keyboards with clicky switches and mad RGB seem to be behind us, and the EZ63 embodies this shift perfectly. The combination of black alphas, dark grey accents and contrasting blue is both subtle and striking, bringing a sense of modern sophistication to a gaming keyboard. Beyond just looking good, these design choices make the keyboard feel more at home in a professional setup rather than just a gaming desk. The board has a full aluminium modular case design, giving it a bit more heft right out of the box than perhaps some of its competitors. The metal structure again takes it outside of the traditional confines for a gaming keyboard, giving it more of a premium, sophisticated kind of feeling. The aluminium finish is nice and smooth with an anodized and e-coated finish, making it pleasant to the touch. The standout feature on the underside that probably instantly caught your eye is the big blue iQunix backweight that doubles as a USB-C port location. There's a couple of pill-shaped rubber pads in each quote-unquote corner for grip on your desk. Other than that, there's just a small amount of product information engraved into the case. The edges of the EZ63 are one of those features that I think will divide opinion. The side pieces give off a distinct spaceship vibe, with gaps that expose parts of the internal structure for heat dissipation, along with abstract lines and shapes. The most striking detail is, however, the feet that extend out beyond the keyboard's frame, adding to its futuristic kind of aesthetic. I don't think it should be a deal breaker, but I definitely know it won't be everybody's cup of tea. These feet give the board a 6.5 degree typing angle in the absence of any adjustable feet. The back edge has another accent blue piece as well as some branding. So back on the surface, you're getting a compact 60% layout. The keyboard actually ships in 2 variants, the EZ60 and the EZ63, where the main difference is the inclusion of arrow keys. Although in an unconventional layout, I was super happy to see they managed to include a delete key in such a small footprint keyboard. Speaking on keys, let's talk about these keycaps. They're double shot PBT with nice crisp white legends. It's almost needless to say, but these keycaps are in a completely different league compared to what you'd find on typical standard gaming keyboards. The EZ keyboards are only available in ANSI layouts, which I do think could be a determining factor in steering users maybe toward Wooting. Okay, I'm going to quickly cover off some more smaller features before we talk about the switches and all the capabilities they bring to this keyboard. Firstly, the EZ comes with full per key RGB, and I have to say the backlight is super vibrant even without shine through keycaps, which is a win-win for me. It's got anti-ghosting or N-key rollover, as well as a massive 8000 Hz polling rate, which equates to a 0.12 millisecond response time. Whilst the speed is undeniably impressive, it feels like more of a marketing wow factor. Realistically, our own human response times are the bottleneck, meaning we'd never be able to take full advantage of that 8000 Hz polling rate. Given this is a performance-based gaming keyboard, it is wired only, so no wireless modes and no battery. Okay, let's get into the real meat of this keyboard, starting with the switches. The EZ boards come equipped with a collaborative switch between iQunix and Gator. the Star Trail Hall effect magnetic switches. These switches are a pre-lube linear that require an operating force of about 40 grams, making them a smooth, light choice that I'm a fan of. When it came to the typing experience, I went in with balanced expectations, knowing it's primarily a gaming keyboard. That said, after being pleasantly surprised by the typing experience of Wooting 60HE, I wasn't expecting it to be subpar either, if that makes sense. I'm happy to report that the typing experience on the EZ exceeded my expectations. The switches deliver a light, buttery feel, and the sound is noticeably less hollow, likely thanks to the aluminium construction compared to plastic alternatives. Where the 60HE had a slight ping and louder sound from the stabs, the stabilizers on the EZ63 felt far more refined and quieter. Here's a quick sound test before we get into the good stuff. Okay, so the Star Trail switches have an adjustable actuation range from 0.1mm at the top of the switch all the way down to 4mm at the bottom, with what iQunix are calling unparalleled 0.05mm accuracy. For instance, adjusting the actuation point on the WASD keys in CS2 helps you counter strafe more precisely by allowing quicker stop during movement. Setting a higher actuation point, like maybe between 0.1 and 0.4, lets you strafe and stop instantly, enhancing accuracy when firing. Meanwhile, lowering the spacebar's actuation reduces accidental jumps, giving you tighter control in those intense gameplay moments. Another advantage of these magnetic switches is their support for rapid trigger functionality. Rapid trigger is especially useful in games that require frequent key presses like rhythm-based or action games, as well as in FPS titles that require precise movement control. This works because the moment you start to release a key, it instantly resets, allowing you to reactuate it without needing to lift your finger completely off the key, unlike traditional mechanical switches. This is where iQunix really shines. They claim the EZ boards have an ultra-sensitive 0.05mm reset point, meaning you only need to lift your finger 0.05mm before it can re-register the press. This is a new industry record, beating out competitors like Wooting in terms of raw speed. The EZ keyboards ship with iQunix's web-based EZ software, meaning there's no need to download additional drivers, keeping the setup simple and streamlined. Overall, the customization tool offers a user-friendly experience far better than most keyboard softwares out there. However, in my opinion, it still doesn't quite match the polish on Wooting's utility software. Jumping into the software, in the first tab you can do all sorts of key remapping across loads of layers. Most of the really fun stuff is happening in the performance tab, where you can select all or individual keys to adjust. There's a couple of modes you can choose here. Fixed actuation mode simulates a traditional keyboard if you also plan on using the EZ keyboard for work. There's a recommended settings section that provides several preset modes you can load. I really like this. For those of you who want to avoid the fuss, they can simply just choose one of these. Over in rapid trigger mode, you can control the sensitivity of all your options as well as mess around with some toggles over here. Note, super rapid stop is where iQunix's 0.5mm sensitivity claims can be enabled. In the next tab you can mess with your backlighting. The next tab is a cool one that allows you to load up the configuration of a number of pros. I only expect this list to grow over time. Finally, there's a tab for testing your keys as well as getting an idea of your typing speed. Okay, going over my final thoughts and recommendation, it's clear to me that the iQunix EZ63 is a brilliant option for those seeking something different from the typical gaming keyboard offerings. With its sleek modern design, premium aluminium build and unique features, it's a standout in both aesthetics and functionality. Priced similar to Wooting 60HE, the EZ63 offers many of the same advanced features like adjustable actuation and rapid trigger, providing a genuine advantage in-game, especially for fast-paced titles. While iQunix claim their keyboard is technically faster than Wooting's, I couldn't personally tell any difference in real-world experience playing Counter-Strike 2. So if I was deciding between the two, I wouldn't base my decision on speed alone. Again, while iQunix claim their keyboard is faster than Wooting's, in practical use, both of them are still really responsive. Ultimately, the EZ63 delivers on its promises of style, performance, and sophistication. If you're after a competitive edge with a design that stands out from the crowd, this board is definitely worth considering. While human limitations mean we can't fully utilize the maximum speed, it still offers one of the most responsive experiences on the market. That concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider dropping a like and subscribing, because your support is greatly appreciated. Another huge thanks to the people over at iQunix for making this video possible. Don't forget to check the description for all information related to the giveaway.